Hi, I'm Zafar Beeblebrox and I'm the British Tech Guru. Now, some of you have been wondering, why do you struggle so much with electronics? Well, it's because I have no formal education in electronics. It's all what I've picked up along the route. And people will ask me, well, why don't you do a course in electronics? And that's usually asked by the younger folk. The thing is, okay, I'm in my 50s, I'm in my mid-50s. I work. That means I work hard. And when I'm working, I normally do a 12-hour day. So that means weekends, I'm absolutely flaming exhausted. So I don't have time or the energy, what with all the other things I'm doing, such as looking after a disabled lady, to do anything much. So yes, sometimes my electronics do look like something a 2-year-old would have thrown together. And in fact, I feel very much like a 2-year-old put in charge of an F-16. And I can probably do some of it, and I struggle. I have a go. Very often it's not successful, and very often I get puzzling responses. For example, the solar tracker circuit works perfectly well on an Arduino, will not produce anything worthwhile on the Raspberry Pi. I do know that the Raspberry Pi ADC is extremely poor, but so I'm going to have another go at it, build the circuit totally differently and try again and see if that works. As originally I built the circuit on a breadboard with just one resistor, one balancing resistor, one photoresistor, and the 3 connections, using the Pi's ADC VREF, ADC ground, and an ADC pin. Well, it worked fine for one photoresistor, and then I added 3 more, and I put it on the Arduino, and it worked there. But I don't want to use the Arduino because I'll be leaving the thing outside, and the Arduino I was using cost $30. I do have some $12 Arduinos, but why should I put $12 of kit outside when it could get ruined, rained on, trampled by a passing deer, or a stray cow, or, well, heck, there are even wild boar around here. Why should I leave it to get possibly damaged when instead I can use a $4 Raspberry Pi? Always think with the money. So I'm going to have to sit down and rework that circuit. I'm really not sure what went wrong there, why it's not working on the Pi Pico. So I'm going to have to sit down and make it work with the Pi Pico. And it could be that I have to use a variable resistor and fine-tune the variable resistor and then see where it goes from there. It could be 1K is not right. Anyway, as I said, with electronics, I'm like a toddler in a sweet shop. I like them. I want them to work. Doesn't often happen. When it does, it's wonderful. Programming computers is a lot easier because I trained as a computer programmer, and I've got 6 years in college in the 90s. Well, in fact, in the 80s. I qualified in 1990. That's when I got my HND. Now, the HND, for those that don't know, is about equivalent to a degree, or it was. I'm not sure whether it has any value now, since the HND was run by an organisation called BTEC, which was a government organisation which the Conservative government then flogged to some tawdry publisher. I can't remember which publisher they flogged it off to, but I question whether the current qualifications offered by that publisher are of the same high standard or low standard or any standard. This is why I will generally only quote my degree now when I'm my bachelor's degree when I'm asked to quote qualifications. Not that my bachelor's degree ever got me the job that I'm in. In fact, all the jobs I've done, they've asked for my qualifications, and my qualifications have never been relevant. So it's a case of, well, why quote them? And they don't want to know anything about your employment for the last 10, but outside the last 10 years. So it might just as well not quote employment past the before the last 10 years, and it might just as well not quote educational qualifications either, because they don't seem to be all that relevant. But back to electronics. Yeah, a lot of the youngsters will say, "Oh, why don't you do a course?" When am I going to have the time to do a course? Yes, knowing more would be great. It would be fantastic. But it's not going to happen. Not until I retire. And then I'll be retired and I'll be saying, do I really want to do a course? But yes, a course would be nice, but I don't have the time. Not the time during the day, and not the time overall. And life gets like, and when you youngsters, and I know most of the people watching my videos are in their 20s, when you're in your 20s, you think you can do anything. You have all the energy in the world, you've got all the time in the world, you can focus on one thing. When you're older, you're focusing on a whole load of other things. Now, for example, I've got somebody to look after. So I've got their needs to take into account. I've got house repairs that I'm doing. I've got vehicle repairs that I'm doing. I've got my own YouTube channel that I'm doing. I've got work that I'm doing, and my job takes 12 hours a day. It's not 12 hours continuously, but it's there's absolutely 0 point in my coming home in the middle of the day when I've got a break, because I'd have to turn around and go straight back. No point in that. It's rather frustrating, actually. So yeah, courses, no, they're not going to work for me. But yeah, I'm doing all I can. Bear with me, I do get there, even if I'm very slow at it. And plans for today, I'd really like to get cracking on some more of that solar tracker project. Not sure whether I'm going to have time, because I also really feel I should go and get some wood to do some of the essential DIY repairs. There's a truck tire that needs to be inspected and pumped back up. I need to change a wheel on another vehicle. I've got 6 other tires that need air on the bus I own. I've got brake lines to do. Trust me, if I listed everything I need to do, I'd need probably 6 months with no work to do it. And my holiday has just about ended. And I had a few weeks holiday, and I had to take my holidays when I did. I'm due to start work again in about, probably about 10 days, which I really don't want to do. And yes, I was working yesterday, day before that, and one day last week, and work comes in dribs and drabs at the moment. So yeah, bear with me. I'll get there. And trust me, I get so fed up with my slow progress, and I'm sure you get fed up with my slow progress, and I'm sure you get fed up with listening to these long videos. Anyway, that's life when you're in your 50s. So I'll talk to you again. I'm Zaphod Beeblebrox, the British Tech Guru.